Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschoolology. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. If you're new here, my name is Niki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. I've got a what will soon be an 8th grader, 4th grader, kindergartner, and preschooler. And on this channel, I usually share secular homeschooling things with you guys, all the things, and a little bit about motherhood and having a large family, traveling with a large family, and everything in between. So today's video is another collaboration video with the secular homeschool moms here on YouTube. I love working with these lovely ladies, and today's host is Kaela over at Ode to Abode. So please go check out her channel when you're done here, and also the playlist that is linked down below where a bunch of moms are going to be sharing with you today. What are we going to be sharing? We are going to be sharing back to homeschool. So everybody's probably going to be sharing a little bit of different things, but what I personally am going to be sharing today is how I prep for that first week of homeschool. So come along. All right, so I know a lot of people do all these big grand things for the first week of school and they make it exciting, and y'all, I just don't work like that. I've tried. My oldest daughter's kindergarten year, we did a whole big thing. I got balloons and donuts and the whole 9 yards. And it just, there's a lot going on, and we don't necessarily ever stop homeschooling. You know, we kind of take breaks here and there, and we do take, a little bit of time off in the summer, and definitely from Thanksgiving to New Year's, that's our big break. But we're always always homeschooling. And so but I do like it to kind of celebrate the end of their, last year, start of a new year. And so even though I don't do a whole big grand production, I have carried on that tradition of I always go and get donuts that first day back, what we will consider our first day of school. And so that is kind of really the only thing that I do that is special and be above and beyond, just because that's just not really my style. It used to be, I used to do all the grand parties and decorations and, all the things. And y'all, I'm a mom of 4. I run businesses. I run a co-op. I do this. I just don't have time. So I want you to know that if you don't do all those things, or you don't feel like you want to do all of those things, it's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to make a huge deal about it if you don't want to, or you feel like you guys don't need to. You're still a great homeschool mom if you don't do those things. So while I do go make sure and while I do make sure I go and get a thing of donuts every first day of our new school year, and we do a few things like look around at all of our new things and all of that stuff. I don't do any of these major big productions. There's no themes, there's no any of that. One thing that I do want to share here is that we do what a slow start to a new school year. So that first week, we're not diving into all of the things. We are not just, starting every single subject that week. We typically start math and language arts the first week, and then we might add in science and history the next week, and then we might add in art and some other things. We try to go generally pretty slowly, working our way up over that first maybe 2 or 3 weeks, so that it's not such a shock, because we usually have taken a little bit of a break before we start our new school year. And definitely in the summer we have a lighter load, so we don't really want to, I don't want to force everything on them, because that's not going to make for a fun week for them. So that is one tip that I have that has been super helpful, lesson learned the hard way by me, that hopefully will help you, to just start with a few subjects the first week, then add a few more, then add a few more, and so that has been really helpful. Something else that I don't do is we don't really go back to school shopping. It's not really something that we do for a couple of reasons. Not because I don't love it, because y'all, it is one of my favorite things in the whole entire world to go school supply shopping. But we don't need it. I mean, if you can look back here, we've got so many pens, pencils, colored crayons, we've got all the notebooks, we've got all the things, and they don't need backpacks and lunch boxes and all of those things, because we take a family lunch box when we go to our co-op, and that's the only time we need a lunch. And so So we don't necessarily go now, but what I do is I wait until kids are back in school and they start marking down all those lovely things at Target. So I wait for that end of the back to school rush, and then if there are things there that are, y'all, one year I got notebooks for 5 cents a piece, like, y'all. So it is worth it for me to wait. And then, because we don't necessarily need all the things like everyone, there's always going to be a little bit of leftover that they're going to mark way down because they just want it gone. And I try to take advantage of those. So I'm not going to have a ton to share with you guys today about, like, here's what we're going to have, or all these new things, or all that, because we just simply don't really do that. So even though we don't do a lot of back to school shopping, I do want to share a few things with you that we have found that we really love, and sometimes I do need to pick up some of those things. I typically always need glue sticks each year, and like I said, I wait for them to go on sale, and normally you can get like a pretty decent sized package for a few dollars, but if I don't find them on sale, then I will order them, and I use them mostly in co-op, but we do use them here as well. So glue is something that I feel like I have to get every year. And then sometimes we have to replace some of our pens because they've gone bad. So our favorite ones are the Expo Vis-a-Vis wet erase markers. This is what we use on all our laminated things because it is so much easier to get off than the dry erase on a laminated sheet. So make sure you pick up some of these. And then of course, Expo markers, kids leave the caps off of them all the time. So that one's not Expo. This is the Walmart brand, the U brands. They work pretty well too. And I like that most of them have like the eraser on top of them, but Expo is my preferred. And then we use friction pens. So I'm trying to find the other kind. I can't find the other kind in here, but these ones are the fine liners. So they're like reminiscent of like the Papermate the pens. They're kind of like the same feel, but they're 100% erasable. And we absolutely love that. So my kids love using color and pen over pencil. And so, but they can still erase when they make mistakes. So I highly, highly, highly recommend these. These are our favorite. These are what we tend to gravitate to the most, at least me and my older daughter. We do have the, I don't know what these ones are. It says friction colors erasable. So it's more of like a marker style. These ones work really well with my youngest kiddos, because their spots are bigger to write in, but this is a pretty big kind of tip there. And it's probably super hard to see, and this one's of course beaten up, but it's definitely thicker than the fine liner one. So it's harder on like, smaller worksheets that my olders are using. And let me grab the pen. So my middle daughter prefers the pens, and so we just keep this package in her things, but it's the friction clicker pens, and so you actually click them on the little thing. But these are her favorite, and these are my older daughter and mine's favorite. So those things, I typically need a new package around the start of the new year for some of those things, and so we will get those. And then one other thing is the Post-it little flags. So as you can see, we go through quite a bit of them. So I know I always want to pick up at least one, but I usually pick up 2 of these each year at the beginning of the year, so that we are set on all of those. So those are the school supplies that I will make sure that we have, ready and available to us. Just as a side note, our favorite pens are the Papermate Ink Joy gel pens. I really love these. These flow so nice, and we have the clicky one too. These are the Ink Joy gel pens. These are probably actually my favorite. So if you need pens, these are the ones that I love. But I typically tend to use the erasable pens more because I like color, but I also make a lot of mistakes. So I like those a lot. So those are school supplies that we will actually pick up, but I try to catch them either on sale or wait till the end and see if they go on sale before I pick up a little bit more. So if I need them. And sometimes, like right now, I don't think I need any, but we'll see. I do try to make sure that I check all of our markers before the start of the school year and see if we need anything. So let's move on to the things that I actually do, because I basically my point of this video is that you don't have to have all the pretty things to still have, a new school year. You can just start a new school year. And so what I do, but things that I do actually do are things like clean out our homeschool space and make sure that everything that we're not using anymore is out and everything that we're going to be using is in. So I have shared a video, I'll link it here for you guys, that shared all about that process and you know, what I do there. Other things that I do is like I get together our weekly checklists. So let me get one for you. Okay, so this is our weekly checklist from last year. And so basically what I do each week is write down what our plan is for the week, you know, what lessons we're going to do and whatnot. And then there's check boxes and she can check them off, and we write them down in a planner after we've done them. Usually on the back I have the flow chart. I'll put up a picture of here for you guys. That shows kind of like what we plan to do each day. But she is, especially my oldest, so I only do the checklist for my 2 oldest. My kindergartner, we just opened our, you know, we have math and we have pinwheels, math and pinwheels. And so we just do the next thing in those books. And then I do use the Brave Writer Quill a little bit. And so, you know, we'll pull out those books and go through that. So him, I don't really need like a flow because I know what we're gonna do. But my older girls, they do need, you know, kind of a direction and a plan. And so that's what I have here, and they can check those things off as they go along. So that is things that I have a whole video sharing how I prepare that right here for you guys as well. So those are kind of the things that I do to prep for a new school year. Every once in a while, now I just said I don't go school shopping, but every once in a while I'll take them and let them pick out like a new notebook if they want to, or a new binder if they want to, because, you know, it is fun. I don't want them to necessarily miss out on something they enjoy, but we just simply don't need those things. And so sometimes I'll let them do that if they feel like they want to, or if we're happening to be at the store and they see the section or whatever. And let's see, what else do I do to prepare for a new year? That's basically it, guys. Most importantly, like, I need to make sure that all our curriculum and all of our stuff is set in place. And so that is the biggest thing that I do. So we, you know, wrap up anything we need to wrap up, you know, get that ready for our portfolio evaluations, and then I start plopping in all the new things into the spots. And so I've already shared that, so I'm going to link that here, or I've already linked it, but you know what I mean. So let's see, is there anything else? I mean, really, that's basically it. We just make sure that our curriculum is set up for a new year. We, you know, out with the old and with the new. We clean out our bins. We get everything ready and set to go for the upcoming, you know, all the new curriculum, and we make new checklists, and we get donuts because that, you know, that's something that's fun for them, and it's a tradition that we have carried on since the very first year that we started homeschooling. So I think that's all I'm going to share with you guys today. I know this isn't like the most exciting video. I don't have all the bells and whistles to show you because we simply don't do the bells and whistles, and I want you to know that that is okay. Like, you don't have to do the bells and whistles to have a, you know, an exciting start of the new year. Sometimes just the new curriculum is exciting for kiddos. So if you're not a bells and whistles person, it's all right. You don't have to be, you know. So and I've shared a lot of these things before, so I've shared on the cards hopefully, and I will definitely be sharing down in the description box some of those videos of things that I do to prepare for a new year. And I think that's it. So thank you again to Kaela for hosting today's collaboration, and don't forget to check out the playlist down below where all the moms are sharing, and I bet some of them will have bells and whistles for you guys. So that's all for me today. I hope you will come back and talk with me again soon. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell and give this video a thumbs up. It really does help us YouTubers out. Don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram at Homeschoolology, and I hope you will come back and chat with me again real soon. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.